This week I want to do a video on catcalling. Hi guys, welcome to my everyday Elly video. Yeah. Hey there, what's up? If you don't know what catcalling is, it's usually when a man or a group of men, I would say usually a group of men, say unwanted sexual things to a woman walking by them. I think a lot of women have experienced this form of interaction or whatever you want to call it, but I really detest it. I hate it because here's the problem. You are taking me at exactly just how I look. You are making sexual advances at me when I may not want them, or, you know, like I don't want them. So, I mean, some girls may appreciate that, but generally I think a lot of women don't like to be treated that way. I think if people knew how awkward it could make us feel, they wouldn't do it as much as they do. But it feels like, especially in the summer when girls are wearing sundresses and, you know, like we're dressing up, we're a little bit more, we're out more often, everyone's out, you know, everyone's feeling good kind of thing. I just feel like it's more so in the summer. I don't know, maybe the heat is like shrinking their brains or something, but contrary to what a lot of people believe, you know, it's not really based on what you're wearing. It's not how you look. Like, you can't blame the victim in this situation, which I think a lot of people tend to do. Like, oh, like, she shouldn't be wearing that if she doesn't want to get called out too. She doesn't want the attention. Like, actually, she's probably just wearing that because it makes her feel good and she likes it. And I don't want girls to feel deterred to not wear the things that they love just because men are gonna make these lewd comments to them. So yeah, the whole like blaming the victim mentality is just real bullshit. You know, girls can wear whatever the hell they want as far as I'm concerned, and so can men and whoever. That's the freedom of being a human being and having rights. It's just something that I wish people would realize how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Catcalling. It's fucking annoying. Some ways to handle it. One would be ignoring it. I don't really like ignoring it. I think that approaching the guys similar to the way that they approached you is kind of funny. It's a funny tactic. You gotta feel it out, you know? The number one thing I hate to hear is smile. You know, so I like to say something funny, you know, and usually they've only got that one sentence to say to you because they don't expect you to react. They don't expect you to say anything back to them. And I like to kind of educate people, you know, like, actually, no, I don't want to give you my number. No, I'm having a really bad day. What do you want from me, man? Like, I've actually just stood there and said, like, what do you want? Do you want something? Do you need something? Like, you're wasting my time kind of thing. And I've made people feel a little bit shitty about doing that, but they've also made me feel really uncomfortable, so it's their fault. If there's a lot of people around, yeah, I'll probably say something. If there's very few people around, or if I'm like on a subway or train that there's like no one around, I probably wouldn't say as much because you have to be careful. As much as I am a strong individual, I will stand my ground. I will fight like the best of them. I know when me saying a smart aleck remark could put me in more danger than is necessary. Men learn this thing. Men learn that this is okay. And I think us being silent when they do say something to us actually doesn't help the problem at all. The number one thing that I hate, I hate a lot of things with this, is when they hiss. Now, this is something that I first heard about when I was in grade 9. My choir went to Cuba, and that's what the girls said when they came back. Yeah, all the guys, they'll hiss at you. That's supposed to be their sexual advantage, or advances, I should say, not advantage. That's not an advantage. Hissing is not an advantage. But yeah, they hiss at you. I don't like snakes. I especially don't like your trouser snakes, you know? Like, keep that shit away from me. Hissing is just really weird. I don't like snakes, so it's like reminds me of two things I hate, which is like guys doing these, saying this shit to you, and then also hissing. So it's kind of the worst of both worlds. Yeah. People get pretty like, oh, well, I just want to say you're beautiful, and like, oh, I can't even say a compliment. I can't. It's unwanted. It's unnecessary. You're 20 feet away from me and you're hissing at me. Really? You want to get to know me? You want to come over? You want to meet my mother? Would you want your sister to be talked to like that? Would you want your mother to be talked to like that? I've had men approach me with their kids in hand, starting to hit on me. And I make it very apparent that I'm not interested within the first minute of conversation, right? If they ask me how I'm doing, I will say, fine, how are you? And, you know, if they just want to be polite and nice, that's fine. I don't think that guys are bad for doing that, for approaching, because I think the only way to interact with people would be only online, and that's not the way it should go, you know? I think you should be able to say hello to people. It's how you do it and how you approach the situation and what you're saying, right? Don't say shit to people that you're not having a conversation with. You want to like talk to me, you want to get my number, you want to ask me out on a date. I had a guy that I was coming home from the casting and he was just like, hey, how's your day going? I was like, oh, really good. Yeah, I had a good day. How are you? It's like, oh, good. Yeah, I had an awesome week and everything went well, whatever. He said something and I was like, cool. He's like, hey, listen, like, I'm gonna go for coffee in a bit. Did you want to join me? It's like, no, I'm all right. Thank you though, I appreciate it. Have a nice day. That's a normal conversation. I have no problem with that. He got out what he wanted to. I still respect the guy. If I saw him on the street today, I'd be like, hey man, did the rest of your weeks go as well as that one week I met you? But you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Guys, don't be weird like that. If you want to approach a girl, use common sense. We don't like to be catcalled. We really hate it. And it's really upsetting to see other girls feel uncomfortable too. I will stand up for another girl if I see that, or if I feel it, or if I feel there's like a place where I could say something to make her feel a little bit more comfortable. Or I'd stand beside her, or, you know, I do the stare down quite a bit actually. That's my thing. Like if someone's staring at me, that's fine. Like, take a look. I'm a beautiful woman. But then move along, you know, like I'm not here for you to just like gawk at. I think that's really uncomfortable as well. Yeah, so that's my couple minutes on catcalling and what I think of it. And if you got any good stories to tell me that I can respond to and do another video on, because I'm sure this won't be the last that I talk about people being weird and shit and annoying. Okay, that's enough for this week on my video on catcalling. I have a long week ahead of me, but it's a surprise, so I'll tell you later. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.